Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. Glad to hear this Monday morning right before Christmas. We got a great show lined up. But first, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center. It's going to be warm. We're getting into almost hitting 70 degrees today. And a low of 59. The water temperature is staying right. Actually, it's dropped down one more degree, 61, but it's staying anywhere between 62, 63 in this little cooler day. So it's going to be really nice. Take a look at our moon phases. Our moon phases now, we're right. This is interesting. This is 22nd of December, which is also winter solstice. I'll show you that chart in a second. But this is the very last sliver, and tomorrow we start the new moon and starting in, and so we have some really strong tides today. In fact, on the tide chart, if you take a look at the tide chart, it's because of what we have the situation. This is the strongest tides of the month right here on December 22nd. We have a low tide at 7:08 this morning, then coming in really strong from till about 9:06 tonight, and the rest of the week is pretty good tides too. But today's special because of the strong tides and all. We talked about the solstice. We want to always talk about when we have. These are just special days. Shortest day of the year is today, and we're going to days start getting longer tomorrow, have more time in the outdoors. But this up in the top left-hand corner, you can see where we are today, and it's right here, and we're pointed away. This angle right here, we're about 23 degrees pointed away, the northern hemisphere, and that's why we're getting into the winter. And we'll have winter from now till March the 20th. It'll be official winter. So you can see how the earth is swinging around. I always go over this with my students, and it's just something a little fascinating. Always has been to me, and I always like to share it. So today, enjoy this short day, and but get on out because it's going to be really nice. Marine forecast is west-southwest at about 8 miles per hour. Okay, that's going to take care of our weather. Let's go ahead and take our break and be right back. All right, welcome back. Got a lot to do today, so let's get started. And I don't have a lot of pictures, but I'm going to just show you a couple here. Let's talk about duck season. It's picking up a little bit now, although overall it's still slow. Matt Abbott sent this in. Matt's a good duck hunter, graduated from Mosley, then University of Alabama a couple years ago. So good job, Matt Abbott and his buddies out there. They love to duck hunt. And I also have I'm going to show you a couple of pictures. Last week we had Miss Florida, Tori Cohen, on the show, and she after the show, went up to Mosley and she did a presentation. I just want to show you a couple of pictures because I got so many comments about how many of y'all enjoyed that show. And she's just a fine young lady. So I've got a bunch of pictures here. I'm just going to try to pick out a couple of them I think you'll be interested in. And let's here she is right here, just talking. Let's see. I got so many. Let me just pick out. Okay. Here, we'll start with one with me. How about that? Okay. This is they're here in the gym right before she came on and all. We had the kids put some signs up. Here's a sign here and said, "Welcome home, Tori. We are proud." And the kids really enjoyed her. And at the end of a presentation, she said, "Y'all have any questions?" And so, of course, some of those nut boys in my class, they had a question. Here's a question the boys asked her. So we got a kick out of that. Just a great presentation. Just so proud of And we have one picture of our principal, Miss Sandy Harrison, and Tori, and then myself, and it was just really a wonderful day, and it's just a great situation there. So we're going to move on now. I know there weren't outdoor pictures, but I knew so many of y'all would enjoy that. Now I wanted to go something really positive and heartwarming to something that's negative. We don't want to do negative things on here, but we have, guess what? The Mexico Beach City Council has voted to start charging fees for the boat launching at the Mexico Beach ramp, and it's just so disheartening to me as someone who loves the outdoors for us to be taxed, and that's what it is a tax on this. And we said it, when Port St. Joe, the city of Port St. Joe started doing that, their little boat ramp there in town, we all just were so upset about it, and yet nothing done. And one of my viewers, within a week, said, "Coach, the people at Mexico Beach are talking about doing the same thing. They're going to wait and see what happens, what kind of uproar is going to happen at St. Joe." Well, we complained about it, but we didn't really jump up in arms about it. And so guess what? Just another domino fell. So now they're going to start charging in Mexico Beach. It's a shame, but more than being a shame, it's just flat out wrong. And I tell them face to face, eyeball to eyeball, you are wrong in doing this. You should not be taxing the outdoorsmen. That land was given to Mexico Beach, given to them by the St. Joe Corporation, gave them that land. And now they're taking the land as a gift, and now they're taxing us to use it. That's flat out wrong. I get so ticked off at stuff like that. I don't, it's just, I'm going to stop right now before I say something I shouldn't say. But you people, you politicians that are taxing us, you are flat out wrong, and I don't like it. I don't like you doing that. Okay? Now, any questions on how I feel about it? All right. Now let's move on to something more positive. Okay? Look, this I get this Calhoun Liberty Journal right here. And I love this newspaper. Small town newspapers is just great. And this is I get this out to kin folks up there. And I call them my in-laws and my outlaws, but I keep up with them and all. And I like to read it because it's just and all these small towns, Washington County and Gaston County, all of them have a little weekly newspaper. But I was reading it this week, and on page 11, right here, I'm gonna pull it out for you. And the thing about a lot of this stuff, I'm talking about outlaws and all, and a lot of this stuff they talk about, people getting arrested for this and that. I always think about the late Carl Gray, and the old timers know what he said about. Of course, the park at Gulf Coast is named after him, and he was one of the original newscasters in this area. And the radio station was WDLP, and he would give a noon broadcast every day, and he would read that arrest record. And of course, all kind of people get arrested. But his favorite saying, and he always signed off on this show, if you don't want to be in the news, don't do it. This is Carl Gray. And that became just everybody if somebody got in trouble, if you don't want to be in the news, don't do it. And it's just for a long time through the 60s and 50s, 60s, and 70s, that was Carl Gray was great about that. But anyway, let me move on now. This is on page 11. This says right here, visitor sets new shoal bass record. He's from visiting down in Alpha. This is on the Chipola River. I got excited about it. A shoal bass is a member of the black bass family. And it's what it is. Shoals mean, fast-moving water and swift water, and that's what they used to be prevalent in the Apalachicola River. But just over the years, they've been, the degradation of the river system itself has sort of ran them off into the tributaries. And the top place in Florida to catch a shoal bass is the Chipola River. It's according to FWC biologists, and they study it. And I was reading some stuff on. We've had Jeff Paxton, FWC biologist, on the show before, and he's the one that certified this state record. But this fellow was down. Well, it was interesting. This fellow was down visiting from Albany, Georgia. Came down, stayed in the Alpha, and he caught this on Mark Coward. Are you ready? He caught it on a Z-Man chatterbait, and it weighed 4 pounds 2 ounces, and that's a new record. And it was on. He called on December 6th, but I get fascinated when I read this stuff, and I said December 6th because quoted him in here saying he caught it around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I said, well, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I got my book right here, and I went back here to. He caught it on December 6th, and that was a Saturday, but I found December the 5th, and guess what time the fishing time was that day? On Friday, it was at 1:30. So Saturday, it always sort of moves a little bit. So it was right there at the Game and Fish Forecast fishing time was when that state record bass. So we talk about stuff being caught during the fishing game times. What a great example of that. So congratulations. This is the day before his birthday, and he was real excited about it. Now, if you think you catch a record, you need to get an FWC biologist to certify it if you think you're close to it. And he thought about it. He thought he was close to it because not a lot of people target shoal bass. But they say, Jeff Paxton said here on the show, said at one time that a shoal bass is the most fighting bass you can get. So you can imagine how strong they are, especially in that swift water. They like that swift water and get up under those shoals. So that's interesting. All right, that's going to take care of this segment here. I do want to mention this about New Year's resolutions. It's not too early to start making the New Year's resolutions for 2015. I've looked back on some of mine, and I've accomplished some of them, and some have not accomplished. But I'm a firm believer in New Year's resolutions because if you don't make resolutions, you say, well, I'm just perfect and satisfied. But we always got it. I always just feel like I'm satisfied with my life. I still want to do better and better each year. So it's so good for you to write them down and just look at them. And we'll go over some of these in the next week or so, some resolutions. And if you have some good ones, then you go and send them to me. We'll share them on the air. Okay? Let's take our break, and we have a special guest here in the studio. Welcome back, and we have a special guest in this morning, Leslie Griffin from Box Top Hat Company. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you. Good morning.
Well, it's great to have you. We're trying to get everything squeezed in here during the break, and I think we made it, Leslie. Got everything?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. We want to get started. This is, we're talking about last-minute Christmas gifts. We're right around the corner and all, but Leslie, I've talked to her recently and found out about her little business and all, and this is right up the line for outdoorsmen and outdoorsman families and all. So, Leslie, just tell the folks a little bit about yourself and how you got into hats and all that. And
okay.
You from Columbus, Georgia?
I am from Columbus, Georgia, and I have been a resident of the Panama City Beach area for the past 7 years.
Okay.
Very glad to be a part. And the hats crossed my path several months ago. And when I found the hats, we found each other. It was like a rattlesnake bit me. I had to have these hats. But the palm leaf hat is unique in the fact that it accepts the humidity very well, which is typical of the coastal region. And I have a variety of sizes and styles. And Box Top's Hat Company is found at the Shadow Box on Thomas Drive, 1711 Thomas Drive. But the hats themselves come in a variety of styles. Each of the hats are handmade, and they are made with 5 to 14 strands, hand sewn, hand braided of palm leaves.
Okay.
And so.
So all these are made out of palm leaves?
Correct.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, let's just start on this one on the end.
Okay.
We'll just start going through these models because we've got a bunch of them. So tell us about this one right here.
Well, this is a very popular hat, and most of the hats are truly non-gender. However, this particular hat I see more for female. It can adjust with the adjustable strap in the back, but it's got a visor look and feel to it, which is a lot of fun, and it comes in a pinto.
That adjustment you said in the back, that's a neat idea.
Yes.
That's just right there. Cool.
Yes. Okay.
And that Scott Lindsay will look good in this. Don't you think, Jeff? Scott Lindsay will look good in that.
Okay. And so I'm just going to keep going down the line. This is completely different. Of course, this is for your pets.
Okay.
And I ordered those because during Thunder on the Beach, I would see pets on the back of people's motorcycles, and I thought, okay.
That's a good idea.
Well, and a lot of people enjoy just the hobby of dolls or collections and so forth, and this can be used for that as well, or Christmas ornaments.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that.
The neat thing about this, it does show, and I have other styles, this is the stampede string or the chin strap, and any of the hats can be ordered with the strap. So I will show you in a minute my hat that I wear when I'm on the beach.
Okay.
And this is a Sam Houston, it's called. And this is significant because it's got a different crown. All of the crowns can be reshaped, actually. The significance of the palm leaf hat that I mentioned, that it can take humidity very well, is that it can be reshaped, literally the brim or the crown. But most of the crown heights come low, medium, or high. And the brim widths are 3 to 5 inches. They can be ordered in different styles. I carry 27 varieties right now.
27?
Yes, and just recently I have another shipment coming in shortly after Christmas.
You know, this just feels good. You know, you feel it right here. The texture feels
quality.
So good, and it is good quality. Now,
the hats sell themselves. I really just enjoy talking with people and.
Well, you can go to some of these box stores and there are all kind of hats you can
Yeah.
get. We know that since the beginning of mankind we've had hats and all, but we're talking about quality hats. So this is something that's really, this just feels good right here. And of course we talk about its protection and all from the sun, and that wide brim good.
Well, and one other thing I do want to say, the Sun Body palm leaf hat, which is what I carry, has been certified and tested to protect you from the ultraviolet rays, 99.9%.
Wow.
And also they offer the highest UPF rating of 50. So as far as protection, skin cancer is definitely a concern. I myself have experienced it, and I'm not sure I know of anybody that hasn't.
Well, yeah, if you go to dermatology, once a year we get get scraped, and we all get scraped.
Exactly. I don't want to put anybody out of business, but this is a lot cheaper than a biopsy and a
yeah, I would like to put them out of
skin
business.
cancer removal.
Yeah, that's true. All right, look, we're going to take a quick break. We got a whole stack of hats here we're going to show you, so we're going to take a quick break and be right back.
Okay.
All right, welcome back. Here with Leslie Griffin. They're having a great time. This fits me good. I got a big head and it still fits, okay? Let's look at a fishing game forecast before we get started back with Leslie. Brought to us by Mark Coward of Edgewater Beach Realty. Mark's number is 832-6000. Listen, we only have one time today, and it's right smack dab in the middle of the day, 12:21 to 2:21. So that's a great thing to do this Monday before Christmas. Take a break from all that shopping, you guys and girls, and go do some fishing or something. It'll be a good time to go. All right, Leslie, the name of your store is?
Box Tops Hat Company.
Box Top Hat Company. And you're located?
1711 Thomas Drive, inside the Shadow Box.
Inside the Shadow Box. And I wish you could feel these hats. I'm just carried away with the feeling of them. They just feel good, you know. And it's the palm leaves and all in there. They're natural.
Absolutely. The palm leaves are Guatemalan palm leaf and Mexican palm leaf. And the hats are constructed in Houston, Texas, so they are made in the United States.
Oh, that's good, and that is so good to hear.
Yes,
because
it is.
they put it together here. So, and of course now, people, you don't take returns. You can't buy a hat and then take it back and say it don't fit. I know. So make sure it's going to fit. But does it shrink in or anything like that, or?
Well, it does. The hats have a cotton twill band on the inside. So with your natural body perspiration and moisture, it does have a slight shrinkage factor of 1/4 of an inch. Okay. So I recommend the hat wearer to try on the physical hat and see how it feels. I always equate the hat wearing or being fitted similar to purchasing a shoe. You may wear a certain size in one brand or whatever, and then you'll wear a different hat size in the other. So if the shoe fits, wear it, or in this case, if the hat fits, definitely wear it.
I like that. All right, well, let's go over these different styles. Tell us about that one real quick. We got a lot more.
All right, this is a Mexican fine palm, and as you can see, I mentioned earlier, 5 to 14 strands per inch of palm leaf. And so this has a different texture and feel than this one does.
Yeah, it does.
This has the tighter weave.
One, yeah,
However, it does not, the tightness of the weave does not affect what has been certified and tested as far as the protection goes. Right, this is also a Mexican fine palm, and the very first thing I thought about when I touched that hat was melted butter. I mean, it's just creamy, isn't it?
Yeah,
I love it.
That is.
Okay.
All
and then the fedora wearer and...
look at there. That matches, you all matched out right now.
Yeah, I enjoy my fedoras. Thank you. And this, like I said, these are non-gender for the most part. I see myself, I have worn this hat, even though you may think of more men that would wear that, but be it an outdoors person, regardless. And this hat came constructed with the actual natural vent on it. Now, all of these hats can be purchased with chin straps, which is what you've got on, and eyelets can be put within the hat, excluding the fedoras. I personally wouldn't recommend that, but if that's what somebody wanted, I could certainly have that done for them, for sure. This hat and what I have on are the exact same. This is just the cream color. And I want to show the inside of this hat because the construction of this hat, I mean, the quality of it is just...
yeah, that looks strong.
I'm just as proud of the inside of the hat as I am the outside of the hat.
What you're talking about, you can feel it. Yeah, that's strong right there.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then one other thing I want to say, and this is being on the beach, which I do enjoy being on the beach a great deal. I don't care to haul a lot to the beach as far as umbrellas and tents. Now, I am going to have my cooler with me, but anyways.
Yeah, we got to have that.
I have called this my tent that I wear.
This is the tent. Look at this thing.
Yeah. And the reason being, it covers, see, it covers a large portion of your face and your shoulders and your chest and your upper back.
Yep.
And I did go to the beach this past summer one day without my tent.
Yeah.
And I had sunscreen on.
Yeah. Folks,
but I came home red from the sun. Yes.
Stop and think about this. This is really, all kidding aside, that covers so much. That is so important, and that's such a big shade for the upper body right there.
Oh, it is.
To hold your shoulder, even going into your shoulders. Yeah, that's a great idea.
But if you're an outdoors person, whether you just enjoy working in the yard or...
Yeah, that's true now, gardening, anything. You know, and the thing about this, and if we could get young people to buy into this at a young age,
exactly,
they would be so much better off.
Well, you know...
I like that.
A hat wearer is a head turner.
Yeah,
that's right. If I'm in a store and I see a person with a hat on, I'm naturally going to turn. So doesn't every young person want to be noticed?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, I work with them every day. They want to be noticed.
Yeah, they definitely want to be noticed.
Well, this is great now. So you're going to be open. What are your hours?
The Shadow Box, which is where I'm located, is open 7 days a week from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday from 12 to 5.
Okay.
So
so we can do, you folks out there, you can do some last minute Christmas shopping.
Absolutely. I also have gift certificates.
Good idea. Great idea. Yeah.
Well, if you want to give a gift, like I said, that person wants to try that hat on.
Okay.
So the best way to do that is the gift certificate.
Okay, we've got to get out of here. We've run out of time. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
We'll see you. Have a great day. Do something good with someone, and God bless.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.